So we need to get the facts straight. How does this virus work? How does it transmit? Where does it want to go? And let's protect ourselves. I'm Dr. Peter Lynn. I'm a family physician in Toronto, Canada.
Now, of course, they have a Asian guy talking about it because they want you to think that this coronavirus is linked to like China or like Asians. But in reality, I think it's a collaboration of like the Chinese government and the American government, particularly the American government, being that the Americans have more documented research concerning this coronavirus. So basically, the coronavirus is basically another form of a respiratory infection, kind of like bronchitis or pneumonia or a flu of some sort. And what they're trying to do is they're trying to turn the coronavirus kind of into like the new flu. So they want to scare you with it, say that there's no vaccine, then later there's going to develop a vaccine. And of course, you'll be able to go to the hospital and get a shot for the coronavirus. It'll probably be $20, $30. Your insurance will probably cover it. And the pharmaceutical companies will make billions of dollars off, people's fear.
The coronavirus is a family of viruses that can cause as mild things as just a common cold, all the way up to SARS or MERS. These are these bad pneumonias that we're talking about. And basically what these viruses are, they look like a tennis ball with all these spikes sticking out of it. And depending on...
Now, notice he used the word spike. See, a spike is, they call them like little thorns. And of course, like a thorn is also like a horn, because remember, a horn is, like a horn, like on a, those little plants that you walk by and they got the little spikes on them. Those will be like thorns, but they're like tiny little horns.
And the type of spike, it allows that virus to attach to certain places. So some viruses, they have the spike that attaches to your nose. So basically, you just get a common cold. But the SARS virus and this new virus that we're talking about has the spike that allows it to attach to the cell.
And see, notice how it's like really spiky. That's the thorn or whatever. And that's a depiction of that's the coronavirus sticking or spiking to the cell
in your lung. And when it attaches there, it puts in information to make photocopies of itself. So it uses our equipment to make more viruses.
So it's basically saying that it uses our cells to make copies of itself. Do you think that would occur naturally like that in nature? No, obviously that virus is bioengineered, hands down.
Please don't tell the supervisor I have the flu. I've been working with a shattered pelvis for 3 weeks.
See, notice how they showed you the Chinese workers?
You Sleuster's never gonna come.
Hey, Dad, this came from the mail.
I said 6 to 8 weeks later.
Mother, get an extra special hug.
So basically, it's showing you how basically this was engineered and passed along on purpose, or kind of made to look like an accident.
I'm ready. I bought you a new juicer. Good Lord. Flu germs entering every orifice in my head.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
And it's showing how it's going to spread throughout the city. And see, to the elite, it's just a joke, because they're safe and protected from it. They probably have the cure. It's basically something that they use to cause panic amongst the general public. So if we go back up here to the coronavirus, it says corona are a group of viruses that cause the disease in mammals and birds. Now remember SARS and MERS. See, it's just basically a new form of an upper respiratory tract infection. So they spent hours and hours and hours trying to perfect this virus, and of course they have to make it lethal and kill a lot of people, get you really worried. Then they'll say, hey, we developed a antibody or some type of cure or some type of retroviral drug, and of course your insurance will pay for it, or you'll pay for it. It's all about the pharmaceutical companies scaring you and so that you'll buy their product, and they'll make a lot of money. And so look at all the different, they call it taxonomy, but look at all the different strains and parts of this virus. I mean, they're hard at work in the lab, and they say that this virus has an evolutionary ancestor that goes back to about 8,000 BC. And it says the MRCAs of the alpha coronavirus line has been placed at about 2400 BCE. And see, it says human coronaviruses. The reason why they say human coronavirus is because the coronavirus is not from humans, it's from animals. So just like AIDS and all, AIDS comes from apes, and, avian flu comes from birds, and swine flu comes from pigs. They're basically taking diseases that are not indicative to humans, but are known to be inhabiting in animals, and they're basically combining certain types of human cells with animal cells to allow these animal viruses to cross over into humans. So at the same time, they're developing cures for these diseases, and then they're basically infecting you, and then they're curing it, and then they sell the cure to you, and they make a lot of money that way. And this is why they never want to cure the flu. They just want to keep the flu recurring, so that every year you have to go keep getting the flu shot, keep getting the flu shot, keep getting the flu shot, keep getting the flu shot. And it's just a way for them to make basically a steady income off of you. And of course, we know that the flu shot doesn't really do anything. It just kind of makes you sicker and maybe mess with your brain. I mean, I don't know what the flu virus does. I think it's necessary for some people, but not others. But see, it says here, in domestic animals, infectious bronchitis virus C causes avian infection bronchitis. Porcine coronavirus, transmissible gastrointestinal coronavirus, pigs. See, they're getting this from young calves, rats, anything they can get their hands on, turkeys, ferrets, European rabbits, any little, even porcupines, they're trying to extract diarrhea virus from the porcupine. I didn't even know the porcupine had diarrhea, but I guess it does. So this is the Corona Borealis, right? It's a simple constellation with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Hang on to that thought, because that'll be significant in a little bit. So this is a motif of the crowned serpent. That's his crown, that's the serpent, and of course that's the motif of it eating the man. The crown on top of its head is the corona, which is also the Aurora Borealis. This Greek motif is like, this would be Apep of ancient Egypt. This is a crop circle, of course, complete with a corona circle there. I don't know if an alien actually made this or if a human drew this. Here we have the serpent of ancient Egypt with the Shenu ring, but what's most important we're looking at is the corona above the head. That would be the crown of the serpent. The serpent is the uraeus. Here we have different types of halos or crowns above the different gods. Some of them have spikes. Jesus Christ had the spikes on his head, which were the thorns. Here we have an Egyptian pharaoh. If we zoom in close, it's kind of blurry, but we can see the cobra, which is the royal cobra, complete with the throne. This the symbol of the throne, the little L there. That's the crown, so it's the crowned serpent, the serpent and the throne, crowned serpent. Here we have more serpents, complete with more crowns or corona borealis, corona borealises or sun halos. Here we have another serpent, complete with the crown. Here we have a modern motif of the serpent, the winged serpent with the star, and of course it has the crown. Here we have the symbol of the car company, Alfa Romeo. This is the Alfa Milano type of vehicle, and of course we have the serpent, the crowned serpent, the one that regains its crown, and it's eating the man. And then here we have another representation of the Corona Borealis. This is Venus, who is also Isis. That's why she has the two scales of Isis, which is balance and judgment and weighing things. And see, here's Venus, and of course we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 stars with a blue background, signifying our Corona Borealis, which also is blue. Here we have another motif of the serpent with the crown. Here we have 2 more serpents who also wear crowns. So we have our crowned serpent motif again, and we have our blue Corona Borealis again. And let's look at this video.
Wait, his name is Dr. Douche. Dr. Douchen. My point here is, again, what is the chance that it's all about Seattle from beginning to end?
as the disease spreads, if it spreads.
It's not so much a question of if this will happen anymore.
We're rapidly developing a vaccine. We can't.
Did you hear what he just said? We're rapidly developing a vaccine so that they can sell it to you. They genetically engineer the virus and then they sell you the vaccine. It's just like hitting someone in the leg with a baseball bat and then developing a crutch and selling it to them.
Law in a vaccine. This will end. This will end. This coronavirus will go well beyond this season.
Notice he said this season. They're trying to turn the coronavirus into something that's seasonal, which means recurring. And so whoever this is, whoever that is, and whoever that is, they're the front men that represent the pharmaceutical companies that are genetically engineering these viruses that are going to make the public sick so that their vaccines can sell money. So if you want to get mad, I would say get mad at these three.
Next season. We have it so well under control.
It's likely that this virus will cause a pandemic.
It was all bullshit.
So there's
there's that, and this last part here.
We built heaven and made it float. Royalty Cruises.
This is General William Sullivan with an emergency message. I'm speaking to you from a CDC clean zone. Outbreak of the...
Now, if you notice this hat, it's like kind of the Phoenix Rising hat, kind of like on the $1 bill where you see the phoenix, which is Horus. It's the bird with the sun over its head, or the corona.
The deadly Pandora virus is spreading rapidly. Unprecedented threat requires a...
He said Pandora virus.
worldwide quarantine.
Kind of sounds like Corona, Pandora. Oh, they just switched the word Corona for Pandora.
Ships must remain at sea until further. Humanity must endure.
See how he just said something about the virus and they went into a panic. They weren't even affected by the virus. And so this guy hanging out in the window basically represents the elite that are kind of behind it, that kind of get a kick out of the panicking public.
They're buying it. They're buying it. Chillingly plausible indeed, Joe Morgenstern of the Wall Street Journal. The Wall Street Journal, Wall Street Journal, Wall Street Journal.
So that Simpsons episode is based off a real, or supposedly real ship that says, what's it like for cruise ship passengers during a coronavirus outbreak? Well, that would have to absolutely suck because you'd have nowhere to go. And I've been hearing reports that people are actually getting sick on these cruise ships, not just from coronaviruses, but other little weird viruses that people pick up from islands or other people.
Journal? They're buying it.
See, that's why they said they're buying it. They're buying you're going to buy the vaccine, and they're buying this outbreak thing that they contrived and thought out and planned and distributed to the public. So, yeah.